Okay, fifth graders, here we go. This is our last fantasy story. So I know you've gotten really good at it. So here we go with our last one. I'm not going to say much more other than I know you know what a fantasy book is. And think about the theme. Last time with the theme. Here we go. This one's called Cinderella's Big Foot. So this is a little different than the regular Cinderella. So let's see what this is about. It's written by Laura North, illustrated by Martin Remfry. And I found this one on Epic. So if you go to Epic to do some reading, you can find this one and read it again. But here we go. Cinderella's Big Foot. Once upon a time, Cinderella lived with her two evil stepsisters. They made her wear rags and clean the kitchen all day long. "Scrub those pots," said one stepsister. "Clean up this mess," ordered the other. One day, a gold invitation to the royal ball arrived. "Cinderella, you will stay here and clean while we meet the prince," laughed the evil stepsisters. "I wish I could go to the ball," sobbed Cinderella. You know, sobbing means to cry really hard. Suddenly, a woman with wings appeared in a puff of smoke. "I'm your fairy godmother. Poor Cinderella, you will go to the ball," she said kindly. She tapped her wand 3 times. Cinderella's dirty rags became a beautiful white dress. Her shoes sparkled with diamonds. Cinderella rushed off to the ball without thanking her fairy godmother. She had one thing on her mind: the prince. "The prince will fall in love with me because I am so beautiful," boasted Cinderella. All the girls wanted to meet the prince. Cinderella pushed them aside. "He's mine," she yelled. Oh, that doesn't sound nice, does it? The handsome prince saw Cinderella stomp on one girl's toes and pull another girl's hair. But the prince fell in love with her anyway. She didn't let anyone else near him, and they danced together all night. She doesn't sound very nice at all, does she? I don't know. Not the Cinderella I learned about. Then, as the clock struck midnight, Cinderella's lovely white dress turned back into dirty rags. She ran away in shame. She was in such a hurry that one of her shoes fell off as she ran. The next day, there was a loud knock at Cinderella's door. It was the prince. "My true love lost her shoe," he declared. "I will marry the girl whose foot it fits." "Get out of my way," said Cinderella, pushing past her stepsisters. She moved her tiny foot toward the tiny shoe. Suddenly, there was a bang and a big puff of smoke. The fairy godmother was back. Look at her. She does not look happy, does she? Nope. "Cinderella," she said, "you are just as mean as your stepsisters. You don't deserve to marry the prince." The fairy godmother tapped her magic wand 3 times. Cinderella's foot grew and grew and grew. Now her foot was too big for that shoe. "You've gotten too big for your boots," laughed her stepsisters. "Oh, fairy godmother, I know I've been bad," wept Cinderella. "If you shrink my foot back, I'll never be horrible again." "Very well," the fairy godmother replied, "if you promise to be kind, even to your stepsisters." Do you think she can do it? What do you think? Yeah, I think so too. A week later, there was a royal wedding. Cinderella kept her word. She invited her stepsisters and even let them be her bridesmaids. But they were just as rude and horrible as before. The end. There's a puzzle where you put things in order, and the second puzzle where you read the sentence and decide if the Cinderella said it, the prince, or the fairy godmother. Who said, "I must find my true love"? The prince. Who said, "I am the most beautiful of all"? Yeah, that one surprised me. That was Cinderella, wasn't it? How about, "I can grant your wish"? The fairy godmother. And that's how we know it's a fairy tale, right? Or it's a fantasy because there's magic. Yeah. How about, "I am holding a royal ball"? Who said that? The prince. Yeah, good job. How about, "No one gets in my way"? That was a surprise to me. That was Cinderella, not what I expected. And the last one, "I like to help people in trouble." Who likes to help people? Yeah, the fairy godmother. Okay, so what did you think the theme was? You got it. The theme of the whole thing is about being kind, isn't it? And Cinderella, she wasn't so kind. But was she in the end? Yeah. And this is our last story of fantasy books. And I will not be recording anymore. So if you are hearing this, I hope you have a wonderful summer. And feel free to read some more books on Epic. Whether they're fantasy or not, just enjoy them. This is a level G, which is a pretty good level. So feel free to get that type of level again. All right, sounds good.